It is time to buy more NVIDIA. Guys, we are looking at a prime opportunity right now. The stock market is starting to pull back just a little bit, and NVIDIA is starting to turn around to the downside, and that's a great buying opportunity for us. We actually want this to happen as a long-term investor, as a swing trader, and even as a day trader, because look at the opportunity we have right here, right now. We're looking at the stock over the past several months, a little bit longer of a term chart, but you can see the different lines of support and resistance I've drawn out and the way the stock's been trading. It's been a little choppy, but we're looking at a pullback, and it could be a very, very large pullback if we can't hold support. You can see what the stock jumped up to 140 just about 2 months ago, pushing 3 months now, in early June. The stock pulled back hard throughout the summer and then had somewhat of a rally in late July into August. Pulled back again. We had another bounce off this 110, 108 area, and now we recently hit highs around this 127 right here. But what I'm looking at more closely is the pullback we just had today, where the stock dropped from 122 all the way down to 115 at lows. Now tomorrow, if the stock opens up below this red line at around 118, we're going to have massive pullback, because the last time that we saw this happen, the stock pulled back hard and we saw it drop to all the way down to 105 and then below $100 before bouncing up. Same thing here. When it dropped below this 118 point, it dropped all the way back down to 102. The stock tends to fall if it does not hold this 118 point. I noticed that a couple different times. But on the flip side, if it can break through 118, it tends to rally. So tomorrow is going to be very, very important as to whether or not this stock is actually going to be able to hold this 118 area. If the stock opens up, falls lower to 115, 113, even down to 112, and doesn't hold above that 118, the stock will go lower to this lower red line around 107, and then potentially even lower and hit this red SMA line down below $100. So we really, really got to take this into consideration when watching NVIDIA stock, but that means we're going to load up into shares. For you long-term investors, watch for the pullback. If we can get this thing back below 110, let's start adding more shares into this, because the swing on the other side of the pendulum is going to be fantastic. We like the odds that this has another strong rally, and if you look even longer term and you really pull this stock chart out, you can see that this is just the tiniest rally of them all. You can see that we've had a massive run up over the past several months, over the past year, and you can tell that the way that the stock has been trading recently is a little choppy compared to normal. But that's a good thing, because a stock tends to rally for a while and get a little choppy, pull back, rally for a while, and pull back, a little choppiness. We're waiting for that next big push, and that next big push is going to be above this 140 area, which will take us to 170, 180. The stock is going to get there eventually. It's a matter of when and not how. The stock is going to push through this 140 area, and when it pushes through, we will never see 100, 105, and 110 again. And that's, at least in my personal opinion, that's why this is a great opportunity for the stock to pull back. It was a big pullback today. We've seen big red days where we've seen it pull back from 125 all the way down to 102 within just a few days of trading. So you really got to watch this tomorrow and following into Thursday and Friday to see what happens this week, if it can hold this 118. If not, it's falling lower. And then I think that if you're a day trader, I think you trade the swings on this. I think that you buy in during the morning hours and trade it when it's most volatile. And I think if you're going to swing trade this, I think you watch to see if it can hold below or above this 118 price point. If it holds 118, it may have a nice bounce, but I think if the market's going to be red tomorrow, which I have a feeling it will, it's going to fall to the downside, which is going to cause a lot of selling pressure like we've seen in the past. And because of that, you're going to have better buying opportunities, because you're going to be able to lower cost average yourself for a swing trade on the lower end. Buy in, average down around 110, 105, have that average price in NVIDIA, and then trade it moving upward and sell shares at 120, 125, 130. That's how you're going to swing trade this thing. It's not rocket science. It's very, very simple when you just take into consideration different resistance and support areas. Obviously, long-term trading, you add shares here and there anytime there's some major pullback or you see a dip closer to an overall trading line. So we saw a great opportunity at the end of July when it was below $100. It was a great long-term buy, and I think that we may see another one here very, very soon. We've been doing this kind of sideways trading pattern, haven't been able to break out of this. So I think that if we have another pullback to the downside, like we saw below, well, like we saw back here, at early September, and we started to bounce. Now we're rolling back down to the other side. If we pull back to 105, 110, let's load up some more shares in the long term and even the swing trade, and then ride this baby up following this red SMA line. As long as we can hold it, we'll still keep that upward direction and move forward back up to 120, 125, 130. Let's see if we can break above that 130, because this is a strong area of resistance that if we can break above this 130 area, that gets us into that next section of above to 140, which I'm telling you, 140 is the big breakout point. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about NVIDIA, what your plan with NVIDIA is after a day like today where you're down almost 4% at one point. It's a very volatile and tricky situation throughout red trading days in NVIDIA, but you got to be able to take that and push through with the opportunity to buy when people are scared. When people are fearful, you have to be greedy, and when people are greedy, you have to be fearful. That's just how you have to play this market, and with NVIDIA, it's very true to that nature. So let's follow NVIDIA tomorrow into Thursday and even into Friday and see what happens throughout the rest of this week. I'm saying that if it can hold 118, hold above, let's just stay on the sidelines, but if it pulls back, and I believe that we're going to potentially have a red day heading in tomorrow, Thursday or Friday, or we're going to see this thing start to really pull back, and if it does and it can't hold this 118, I think we're moving lower, and I think that there's some good trading opportunities out there. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about NVIDIA stock, what your plan is, long-term, short-term, or even swing trading this thing. Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys are new here, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.